We have all the injury updates that you need to be aware of heading into week 3 of the NFL season. But before I get into it, if you could take a second, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you don't already so you know when new videos like this go live. Let's get into it. Let's start off with a couple players from the Thursday night game. Running back for the New York Giants, Saquon Barkley has been ruled out for Thursday night's game against the 49ers due to an ankle injury. He's expected to miss a couple weeks with the injury. Matt Breida will likely get the start in his place. On the 49ers side of the ball, wide receiver Brandon Ayuk is dealing with a shoulder injury. He did log a limited practice on Tuesday, but he will be a game time decision, so you're going to have to monitor his status leading up to kickoff on Thursday. The Cleveland Browns have placed running back Nick Chubb on the IR after suffering a nasty knee injury on Monday Night Football. Hopefully he can make his way back from it, but his season is officially over. The Browns went out and signed running back Kareem Hunt, reuniting him in Cleveland. The team also said that Jerome Ford will be their lead back going forward. A couple players not practicing for the Kansas City Chiefs on Wednesday. Running back Isaiah Pacheco, who's dealing with a hamstring injury, and wide receiver Kadarius Toney, who's dealing with a sprained toe. Both did not practice on Wednesday. Honestly, Wednesday is a day that a lot of players use as a recovery day, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're back at practice on Thursday, but it's a situation you're going to want to monitor leading up to the weekend. Saints running back Jamal Williams is dealing with a hamstring injury, is expected to miss some time with the injury, so it's looking like it's going to be Tony Jones Jr. and Kendre Miller on Sunday, who's making his NFL debut against the Packers. But some good news for the Saints, Alvin Kamara comes back next week. Detroit Lions running back David Montgomery is dealing with a thigh bruise and is considered day-to-day with the injury, though initial reports did say that he could miss a couple weeks with the injury, so I would not be surprised if he does not suit up this week. And if he doesn't, Jahmyr Gibbs will finally get the time to shine and be the lead back for the Detroit Lions. Carolina Panthers quarterback Bryce Young is dealing with an ankle injury and did not practice on Wednesday due to the injury. He suffered the injury during Monday's loss to the Saints, so this is a situation you are going to want to monitor leading up to the weekend. If he's unable to suit up, Andy Dalton will likely get the start. Dolphins wide receiver Jalen Waddle's in concussion protocol and is at risk of missing Sunday's game against the Denver Broncos. He's going to have to clear concussion protocol in order to play on Sunday, so you're going to want to monitor his status leading up to the weekend. I do think there's a good chance that he does not play, so plan to be without him, but hopefully he can be out there. Packers wide receiver Christian Watson, who's been dealing with a hamstring injury, was limited in practice on Wednesday. He was seen on the sideline doing individual drills, but I do think there's a chance that he suits up this week. He's going to have to log in a full practice, so you're going to want to monitor his practice status leading up to the weekend. But running back Aaron Jones was not seen at practice on Wednesday and is at risk of missing this week again. Running back for the Los Angeles Chargers, Austin Ekeler, who's been dealing with the ankle injury, has no timetable for a return, so he's likely going to be out again this week, meaning Joshua Kelly is going to get the start in his place. Hopefully he has a better week than he did last week, but Austin Ekeler, no timetable for a return. Indianapolis Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson is in concussion protocol still after suffering the concussion during Sunday's game that caused him to get ruled out of the game. If he's unable to suit up this week, Gardner Minshew will get the start. Lions wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown is dealing with a toe injury and is considered day-to-day with the injury. He did not practice on Wednesday, so you are going to want to monitor his practice status leading up to the weekend, but he is considered day-to-day with the injury. Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow re-aggravated his calf injury, the one that he suffered during training camp that held him out pretty much the entire training camp during Sunday's loss against the Baltimore Ravens. This is a situation you are going to want to monitor leading up to the weekend. They do play on Monday, so if you do have Joe Burrow in fantasy, make sure you have a backup plan in place. But Joe Burrow is at risk of missing this Monday's game due to the calf injury. And that's going to do it for us today. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already. Until next time, line 'em up.